Welcome to Stop the Madness.
What's up, YouTube? This is your boy Isaac COTTO with Stop the Madness reaction video. We checking out my boy, the lead attorney, TLA. We talking about the benefits of marriage. So here you go. He's a 20-year divorce attorney. Thinks he got some advice on what are the benefits of marriage. So we're gonna react to this video. I myself am a happily married man. Thank you very much. And we're gonna see what he thinks. See, I bet you there's a point or two we may disagree on.
Is there any benefit to men or people getting married? Like, you guys don't really see the full scope of a marriage. I see the full scope, whereas you guys just think of love and romance. But if I was going to limit it to love and romance, I would still say there is a benefit. But here's the one thing, Charlie, and men, that you have to understand. The whole being married for 50 years, you have to put that to rest. All right, that's a fantasy. If you have to define what is a...
Okay. I mean, clearly he's a divorce attorney. I've done divorce law myself for a few years. That thought process is setting up for failure. I think if you think like that going into a marriage, getting married, there's no reason for you to get married. I mean, there's never a scenario where you think you're going to put it all on the line, finances, emotional time, commitment, family, this, that, the other, and not think it's forever. Like, man, without a doubt, you have to think it's forever. We all know the realities. It's possible divorce can happen. It happens in 50% of the cases. Yes. But for you to buy the ring, move in together, acquire assets and debts together, all this kind of stuff, you got to think, man, I'm going to die with this person. There's just I don't understand that. I couldn't disagree more. You have to forget, or it's a fantasy that you're going to basically be together forever. I mean, unless you're a 70-year-old, 50 years is not typical. I mean, I'm 40 something years old. God willing, I get another 45. I don't think I get to 50, but I'm hoping I get 45 more good years. But man, it's to the day I die. I mean, and that's knowing we could get divorced. Things could go bad, but going in, you cannot step in thinking, yeah, this is probably not going to last forever.
Win when you get married. I'll tell you what a win is in real life. I'll tell you what a fucking win is, Charlie. A win is you love a woman, you really love her, and she really loves you, and y'all get married, and y'all go through 2 years of honeymoon bliss, and it is fantastic. After the 2 years and the butterflies are gone, it becomes a real marriage. But y'all still love each other, and y'all are married. Year 3, year 4, year 5 goes along. Year 6 is a little tense. By year 7, y'all are going through some problems, and maybe y'all go to counseling, or maybe you do something else and you fix it. You get it back on track. Year 8 is okay. Year 9 is good. Year 10 is good. Year 11, shit hits the fan. Year 11, shit hits the fan. Y'all divorce, and it's terrible. It's a terrible fucking year. I call that a win. I call it, to me, if you had a prenup, that's a fucking win. Guys, humans don't live a long time. All right. Let's say the average age of a person that dies, let's say it's 70 years old. So at 35, you're middle aged. Isn't 35 half of 70? Listen to what I'm telling you. 10 years of your life is so important. If you can exchange 10 good years of a marriage for 1 bad year of a marriage, and you exit that bad year with a prenup so you don't lose anything, but you had the 10 fucking good years, that's a win. That's a benefit. That's a huge.
Okay. 10 years of a marriage, that sounds like your typical marriage. Look, you get married, you have those first few things are great. You're learning, you're growing, you go through your ups and downs. It's a real relationship. And 10 years go by, and all of a sudden things get really bad. And, 10 years of marriage, I'm telling you, you put in some work in this relationship. Okay. You the days you don't want to, you put in work in the relationship. All right. Then comes the point in time where divorce happens. Trust me. I was married, got divorced. I've remarried. The day you get divorced and you put some time and effort outside of the blessing of any children, you're like, man, I fucking wasted X amount of years of my life dealing with this bullshit. To go through all that hard work to call it a day and walk out, it's like, man, I fucking wasted. I should have done this shit 5-6 years ago. I should have got divorced 2 years in, right? That's not a win. It's not a win. You can have a good 10-year relationship, but if you end up getting divorced after a year or two of something bad, year 11, 12, that's not a win. I think divorces happen over the course of time. It can be a year, but typically it's something that's growing. It's a cancer that's growing but in the relationship, and it happens. But, I think anytime there's a divorce and you've been married, a good amount of years, you feel like you've wasted time. I mean, they say typically divorces happen within the first 5 years or after 20 years. And the reason is kids. You either don't have kids, you get divorced, or you got kids and you got to stick it through for the kids and you get divorced at the 20-year mark. They're out the house. And guess what? Both parents are like, because of my kids, I stood here and I wasted good years of my life, right? Where, the parents just, not because they want to be together, they stayed married for the kids. That's not a marriage. That's not a legit marriage where you just stay together just for the kids. Like, you might as well be divorced. You're just dealing with each other because of the sake of the kids. And then you get divorced. If that divorce happens after the kids are gone out the house, I guarantee you're like, I wasted fucking time. I could have got out of this a lot sooner. I don't think there's a win here for 10 plus years and you had 2 or 3 bad years. There's not a win in that scenario. So I disagree with Lead on that one. That's a loss. There's no win. The win is if you get divorced within 2 to 3 years, because that way you don't get into any real debts. Hopefully there's no kids involved. Hopefully you haven't, got involved in a lot of things together. And it's no harm, no foul. You quickly realize this was a mistake and you move on and you have the time of your life, and now you can enjoy your life. And the next time you get married, you're going to be a lot more selective. I was divorced and I didn't get remarried for about 16 years. To the day I decided, it was very clear. I was very knowledgeable. I knew exactly what I was doing when I remarried. So that whole thing is like, oh, you had 10 good years and 1 year is bad. Hey, it's a win. Feel good about it. Of course, I'm sure he's going to talk about prenups. If you got a prenup, great. But how about both parties don't have anything when they got married and when they get divorced? But if you have assets, yes. If you got career, you got things going on. Yeah. Obviously you want to have a prenup just in case, but that's still a loss.
Huge fucking benefit. If you can exchange 10 good years for 1, I would love to lose $100,000 if you give me $1 million. So many of you get the $1 million, but then you lose the 100,000. You're like, oh, well, I didn't get 10 million. You're being fucking greedy. You're like, oh, well, the Lord said it's supposed to last 50. Well, fuck. The Lord said you were supposed to get 30 million. You didn't. You didn't get 30 million. You got 1 million. And in exchange for the 1 million, you lost 100,000. That's a win. But a lot of you enter into the marriage thinking that you're not going to take this. If you have the $100,000 loss, then the whole million just goes out the window. Now, some of you might not get 1 million. Some of you are going to get married and you're only going to get 500,000. Still a win, maybe. Some of y'all are going to get married and you're going to get 3 million. It's going to depend. But if the exit cost is way less than the benefits, it's an absolute win. You need a prenup. If you enter in without a prenup, then the shit turns to this. All right, then you're fucked. If you're and if you're trying to do it for love, it's an emotional cost. A divorce is super emotional. I know that. I was married 10 years. I went through a divorce. The shit was tough. Because you married 10 years with somebody, y'all go through some things. Y'all have some really good times. I had an ex. I broke up with my ex. We were together 3 years. I mean, she was with me when I got the phone call that my brother committed suicide. I mean, we went through some real shit together. And you can be with someone for so long, they kind of turn into your best friend. So not only are you losing a girlfriend and not only are you losing a wife, but you're losing like your best friend. And if y'all have mutual friends, you could lose that hoe and some of the friends, So it's like, it can be emotionally draining.
Mm.
Now, a lot of men are like, you know what? Fuck all of that. I'll stay single forever. Salute. I am not telling you guys to get married. And if you do get married, I'm telling you to get a prenup. But what I'm telling you is, if you adjust your expectations and you protect yourself, being in this type of relationship with a human being for however long it lasts, if you're lucky, it can be one of the most rewarding things of your life. And this is me telling you this as a 20-year divorce attorney.
All right. So, in concept, it sounds cool, but I don't think it's the reality. I think when you get married, when you go through the experience of marriage, a lot of times when you're at that point of divorce, you want out. There's one or two of the parties that really want out. I think it's rare. I've done divorce law for, a few years. Not as much as Lead has, but 9 out of 10 times both parties want out and they're just out for blood and they hate each other, but no one's crying the blues because, oh, she wants a divorce and I still love her and I want to be with her, or I want to be with him, and this, that, the other. That's very few and far between. When the line is drawn of a divorce, both parties want out. They don't give a shit about anything in the past. They want to be free. But again, I think it's a loser mentality if you say, hey, I'm gonna get divorced and I hope I get more good years than not and then get divorced. I mean, that's a waste. I think as far as the benefits of marriage, yes, you can build a life with someone. You can go through, having children and raising children. I had a conversation with a friend of mine, he's single. He doesn't have any children. And I tell him, I said, man, when you need to go ahead and settle down one day and go through that experience, because nothing compares to that experience. And there's just something different when it's not a girlfriend, not a girl you just been dating, but when it's your wife, your home, your family, there's just a certain weight to the whole thing that it's priceless. So that's just my humble opinion. I'm not the lead. I don't have 20 years as a divorce attorney, but I am married and I have been divorced. So if you agree, disagree, please like and subscribe and leave a comment in the video. Till next time, peace.
Thank you for watching. If you like this video, like and subscribe to the channel. Click right here. If you want to watch more videos similar to this, click here.